Hello everyone, I'm Morgan from Marine Edge Networks. I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa, but today you join me at Barco head office in Kortrijk, Belgium. Barco have been manufacturing home cinema projectors for many decades and offer some of the highest quality home cinema projectors available on the market. We're very fortunate that we've been able to work with Barco several times in the past, and because of the relationship that I have with Bart and the team here, it always helps us that when we're available or when we're able to, we can come out to the factory and learn a bit more about the new products and even some of the existing products which we haven't particularly dealt with. One of the key points which I've spoken to Bart about today, and he's going to touch on in the next few minutes, is the fact of DCI video playback and the projectors which are capable of doing that. We have many different tiers of video playback capabilities, everything from a simple Apple TV through to kaleidoscopes and then beyond that. And when we're designing and building a home cinema room, we need to take these different aspects into consideration. And so for that reason, there's some technicalities which even are a bit beyond my traditional knowledge, and Bart has very kindly offered to give us insight into what that's about and how Barco deals with it and addresses it.
Yeah, indeed. So what we're looking at over here is our Freya Plus projector, and Freya Plus is part of the cinema at home lineup of products that we have. So on the one hand, you've got your Pulse, what we call the Pulse platform, which is i600 all the way up to the Njord CinemaScope. And then the tier above that is the Cinema at Home series, which is comprised of the Freya Plus, and the Nurtus. So Freya Plus, and Nurtus, all three are capable of playing back standard consumer content, like you said, your Apple TV, gaming consoles, Blu-ray players, 4K Blu-ray players, kaleidoscope, of course. But then at the same time, also capable of playing back DCPs, digital cinema packages, which is the exact same content that commercial cinemas receive. So that will deliver the highest quality in terms of audio and video reproduction. For those of you who might not be familiar with that lineup, so the Freya is providing up to about 7,500 ANSI lumens, the Freya Plus 13,500, and the Nurtus, which is our flagship model, goes up to 32,000 ANSI lumens. So depending on the room type, screen type, the kind of peak luminance that you wish to achieve post calibration, of course, one of these will definitely be suitable to do the job. And then when it comes to indeed content reproduction, again, most clients, most of the time, actually will be using or will be watching consumer content over HDMI, traditional content indeed. Hence, of course, the presence of standard HDMI connectivity on this projector. And that is part of the ICMP. ICMP is the Integrated Cinema Media Processor, which is a part of every single Barco Residential projector, ensuring that playback of standard HDMI content, but at the same time, clients who wish to upgrade to, let's say, for example, Bel Air Cinema System, and then wish to be able to enjoy day and date content, as it's called, in the privacy and the comfort of their own homes, they can absolutely do so. Because what happens then is Bel Air provides the content, could be any of the latest major blockbuster, and that content is then ingested into the projector, onto the hard drives which are integrated into the projector, and from there everything is being played back again by the Integrated Cinema Media Processor, so both audio and video. And what happens with the audio, you can see a bunch of cables here, is we basically take that audio signal and then take it outside of the projector, and we feed that into the audio processing chain to reproduce your 5.1, 7.1 Dolby Atmos tracks that are in there. So that gives clients the best of both worlds, should they want to, or should they have the connections inside the industry, because also there we sometimes tend to forget, but a lot of people have their hookups, their connections within the industry.
Sure.
So that is very nice.
Yeah. So to summarize the date release, you can, depending on the content that's available, maybe a new James Bond movie or something similar, you're able to watch that in the privacy of your own home on the day that it's released for the international circuit. A lot of people think that this might be crazy. However, we need to be cognizant of the fact that there are business people, celebrities who may not be able to go to a commercial cinema to be able to watch the content as you would in a normal movie house. And so for that reason, in a private residential cinema, this makes a lot of sense. Have a screening party where you have 20 or 30 guests around and watch the content all together on the day of release or shortly thereafter. So part of the industry that doesn't really get spoken about much, but something that is particularly relevant, especially when dealing with cinemas that feature projectors at this sort of caliber. And that obviously similarly goes for big surround sound systems with multiple rows of speakers for multi-seating, 3 rows of seating, etc. So yeah, I hope that helps to provide a bit more insight into what does it take to be able to play back content and get the content delivered into a cinema room, especially with these Barco projectors.
Yeah, it's also next to the comfort and the fact that you don't need to go to a cinema because, like you said, certain people are not able to because they'll be chased by people wanting selfies and paparazzi and all of that. It's also the fact that this will get you the highest audio video quality. So if you're investing in a tremendous audio system, many speakers, high powered amplification, you name it, a good quality screen, you want a big screen, the big cinematic experience, then having that DCI playback is going to give you that
uncompressed best of the best.
Best of the best indeed. I mean, talking about the video for just a second, if you talk 4K on streaming, depending on which platform you're talking about, your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple, Disney, etc., there's going to be varying degrees of video quality provided. But then, of course, it also depends from country to country, region to region, your local internet provider, because if they, for whatever reason, decide to throttle the bandwidth, you could get theoretically, for example, 45 Mbps from, say, Apple TV.
Yeah.
But if your local internet provider throttles it, which is what happened during the COVID pandemic, at least for a certain period of time, well, all of a sudden you may be looking at 2025, and you are going to see those video artifacts popping up, chroma noise, macro blocking, banding, all those nasty little things.
Yeah.
And then compare that to a disc, which theoretically tops out at 115, 120, but that's topping out in theoretical, but on average healthy bit rates of 70 to 80 Mbps. And then you get your 4K DCI package, which theoretically goes up to 500 Mbps.
Significant difference.
And with JPEG 2000 compression, which is much more, much higher quality than HEVC on 4K. So we're talking 4K in all 3 instances, but they're not equal at all. So there's that as well to enjoy.
Yeah. So I mean, on that note, let's be real that we're not taking anything away from commercial cinema. It's a wonderful experience to be able to go out, get the popcorn, take the kids, do the entire commercial cinema type scenario. However, we are able to, at this point in time, offer better audio quality and better video quality in a private residential cinema than what you could get at the commercial cinema. And we should try and celebrate that and make sure that we implement those sorts of solutions when relevant and when possible.
Absolutely.
So I hope, I hope this has opened your mind and your expectations in terms of what is possible when it comes to residential home cinema video playback. The Barco ecosystem and the way that it delivers the video content really approaches things completely differently. It's not just a projector to project whatever it receives. There's a lot more support within the Barco range than just that. So I hope you found this video interesting and insightful, and if you'd like to see more videos or learn more about the way that we address and deal with home cinema, please be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so we can continue to bring this sort of content through to you.